Hi everyone, Chris the Polish Geek, and I'm back with another movie review. The review of the newest Marvel MCU movie, Thunderbolts. And this movie gets overpraised, you see videos along the lines of, oh, best Marvel movie in a while, oh, this is great, and even, will it save Marvel? But is it really as good as everyone is overpraising? And I'm saying no, absolutely not. It's actually very overrated. It has several good or at least decent moments here and there, but other than that, I'm thinking that this movie, probably because of all the trash we've been lately getting from Marvel, I think that this movie might actually seem better than it actually is. But the best tactic is, imagine this movie came out during the Marvel glory days. Look at, of all the post-Endgame Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, my favorite is by far still Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And imagine Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out back during Marvel glory days, and it still would be very much a top tier Marvel movie, because yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it's still one of my favorite movies in Marvel Cinematic Universe, although you can make an argument that sure, while it was directed long after Endgame, it's still, the script still was written back during the Marvel glory days, or Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy was pre-planned by James Gunn, so I guess it justified, while Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 managed to be a top tier Marvel movie despite it coming out during the era of bad Marvel, but the same cannot be said for Thunderbolts. Again, you can make an argument that it's better than the last several of the Marvel movies we've been getting, but then again, being at the top of a barrel full of shit doesn't magically mean now, oh, it's great. No, it's still very much in the barrel of shit, just at the very top. The main character of Thunderbolts, and actually one of the two only characters that are actually interesting, is this woman called Yelena, and admittedly her backstory is actually pretty interesting. It sadly doesn't really get explored much, unfortunately, but she and Bob are probably the two most interesting characters in the movie, but it's sad that they don't really get explored much as they deserve, because one of the many things I've been hearing about this movie, oh, this is so unique, it deals with mental health and all that, but in the actual movie, at least in my opinion, this is all so superficial, and it's very much relies on a lot of tell, don't show, which is not how a good, well-written story should be. They keep telling us about all those struggles with depression that the characters are facing and all that, but the movie doesn't really go to any lengths to actually show us, the audience, as much as just keep telling us without even actually showing us. Outside of maybe one flashback of Yelena's backstory, which actually gets shown twice actually, without even delving more into it. And also, as I said, all the characters are so boring with the exception of Yelena and Bob, but they are more along the lines of a wasted potential than an actually good, well-written characters. But on the other hand, all the other characters are so boring, and whenever they are working together, instead of actually there being any tension, it's just so boring. They just spend time bickering at each other, and we're constantly told again that they're in a big danger without actually showing us the danger. And as I said, as a result, anytime they work together to do something or get out of place or fight, it's just so boring. And again, there is no tension whatsoever, and instead of just wondering, wait, what next, you're more when will we finally get to point B, eh? And the humor is pretty awful, it's so out of place, and it so much feels like it very much undermines some important plot points in the story, for example, the aforementioned backstory and flashbacks of Yelena, because there are some serious movies that do have some humor, but often that humor doesn't feel out of place. It feels like it's natural in context in plenty of those movies, but not here. Here, it very much feels like the humor completely underestimates the seriousness of the moments when the movie is meant to be serious. And even during the ending, I felt because the last act is when I started thinking, now things are starting to get interesting. Maybe something good will come out of it after all, but no. At the very end, I was very much well, okay, and that's pretty much it. Like, ultimately, Thunderbolts is very, very overrated because, yeah, you probably keep hearing how, oh, best Marvel movie in a while, but again, that doesn't say much. Like, imagine this movie came out back during the Marvel glory days, and I say it would probably be on the same tier level as Thor: The Dark World, which I guess you can say that it's like better than a lot of other modern Marvel movies, but still, that's not a very high bar to clear. And even if the movie was better, even if it was great, it still wouldn't really have any chance to save Marvel at this point. Like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, while it is very much, on the other hand, a very much top tier Marvel movie, it's literally one of my favorite movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 couldn't really save Marvel, despite the fact that it's actually literally one of my favorite movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Honestly, the only reason I'm still watching Marvel movies is actually this channel, because I would give up on Marvel long time ago if it wasn't for this channel. But Thunderbolts, again, I think because of the trash we're getting lately from Marvel, people actually think this movie is much better than it actually is. But no, it still pretty much suffers from the general problem of Marvel movies. And I have to mention this one more thing, because in addition to identity politics, although there were not that many in this movie admittedly, but that's not the only problem of modern Marvel. Another huge problem is that, honestly, after Endgame, it's pretty clear that the writers are struggling and they don't know what to do with the universe and all that. Like, because the Infinity War saga, there was a clear plan, clear outline, and it was very much leading to something. The final battle with Thanos, obviously, but still, during the Infinity War saga, everything was planned. Like, they had a whole clear outline of what they really wanted to do with the universe and the characters, and that's why, as a result, you had plenty of loyal fans and followers who were just invested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, wondering what happens next. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, sure, it came out already long after Endgame, but still, the script was written long before that, and also, James Gunn very much had everything pre-planned, and he knew what he wanted to do with the characters. But the same cannot be said with almost any other Marvel Cinematic Universe movie post-Endgame. That's actually one of the bigger problems. It's pretty obvious that the writers know nothing what to do with the universe and the characters, which is probably another reason why they probably should just stop making those movies. Not that they will, obviously, but they should. Like, if you don't have any good ideas and struggling to find a good idea, then just don't do it. But obviously my words will fall on deaf ears, but still. So overall, Thunderbolts is very overrated, and I think the latest trash we've been getting from the Marvel Cinematic Universe made people feel this movie is actually much better than it actually is. But still, you can say it's like the least bad of all the worst Marvel movies. That's the best compliment I can give it. And I guess several decent scenes that ultimately get quickly wasted and don't go anywhere. But thank you guys for checking out this review. Press the like button. Please subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to you soon in another video. Talk to you then. Bye.